This is not a drill, guys. I have just seen news that Imperator Rome is getting a brand new patch. And it has been about 7 or 8 months since the previous patch on the game. So this is some very, very welcome news, honestly, especially for, I'm assuming, all of you guys out there and me as well. But first of all, I wanted to say that this is amazing news, and it's probably down to the efforts of a lot of bigger content creators like Lathe, all that sort of thing, trying to keep this game alive. And honestly, all I want to say is just thank you, Paradox, for doing some work on the game. Now, whether they are going to continue to support it in the future after this patch, they don't say, I don't believe, anywhere on this post, and I can't find anything in the comments either, but hopefully this is a sign of things continuing into the future. So I thought we'd take the time to go through this post to see what might be coming, some of the bigger changes, and maybe some little tidbits in there as well. First of all, big shout out to some of the Imperator Invictus modders like Zorgoball, Snowlet, Imperator Invictus modders that have helped Paradox in doing this. So massive shout out to that mod. It is really the thing that keeps this game alive at this point. One thing to note with this patch, guys, is that its primary focus is on providing modders with more tools and greater freedom in the game. But it's also going to provide several quality of life improvements that should enhance the vanilla experience overall as well. And just a note that there is no release date at the moment, but it is in a beta branch. I'm assuming a lot of the modders have access to this already. Now, unlike the previous patch, there isn't a trailer for it yet, but I'm assuming as we get closer to release, there will be. So now we're just going to go through some of the proposed changes to see the bigger changes, see what impact they might have on the game. So first of all, we've got a load of new defines. This is basically for modding, I would say. So a load of this stuff before was previously unavailable to be modded and now can be modded. So that, of course, is mainly for the modders over there. Some of them are quite interesting, like the overrun factor and everything like that, but for most of you, you're not really going to be dealing with that, so we'll move on to the next thing. And again, the new effects is very much for modders. Again, it's effects that they can change within the game. One of the more interesting things here is that the modders can now change whether someone can marry or not as well, which is gonna allow for some cool and interesting stuff, I've got to say. They can do the same with inheritance too, and they can also allow and disallow the AI from trading away certain goods. So this can allow modders to maybe strengthen the AI in some cases or weaken them depending on what they want to do with the nation. They also have a parameter in here to end truces instantly, so that could be something around events and missions, where maybe missions in the future could allow you to end truces instantly. Say you were playing Rome and you take Carthage and destroy it in the peace deal. Maybe there's a mission there that allows you to go to war with them straight away again. One of the biggest impactful changes here, guys, is that modders can now change the levy template for a culture in a specific country without touching the same culture in other countries, allowing countries to have unique levy templates, which is really cool in my opinion. So that is a load of new stuff for the modders to play around with, and I think it gives a lot of scope for changes to missions, changes to wars, and changes to countries as well, which is really cool. And then we come on to general stuff, which, as it says, is pretty general. Now, one of the most interesting things in here, guys, is the fact that religions can be made category customizable now. So mods can add new categories and localizable as well. So localizable religion, and religions can also be customized with is monotheistic. So I'm assuming that's going to allow modders to have a lot more freedom with the religions in the games. Maybe different sex? I don't know whether that's possible. Like, I'm not a modder, so I don't understand all this language as much, but maybe that will make different sects available. So maybe there could be Christianity and different Christianities. Maybe there could be different sects of Hellenism, like, rather than just like generic Hellenism. So that is very interesting to me, at least. And then we come on to the rest, which is sort of your general changes across. The AI will now disband units created via create unit effect and will no longer keep them around for forever and unnecessarily hurt their own economy. So that's a good quality of life change, making the AI a little bit stronger. So in terms of combat, they've fixed up combat simulator crashes, but one of the interesting things here is that enemy equals country has been added. This means you can simulate combat against other nations. If those are non-barbarian nations and no war exists, a war will be declared automatically. So I'm assuming that's an easier way for the modders to make wars come about via missions, via AI events, all that sort of thing, which should allow for a bit more, leeway in terms of wars through mission trees, all that. So that sounds like a good addition. And there's now also a climate map mode. Nice. In terms of the rest of the stuff, they've basically done a lot of fixing up of some bugs like holdings, staying with characters that are out of country, fixing the location of Sparta so it doesn't disappear when a road is built through it, all that sort of thing. And one of the best quality of life changes definitely is that secondary war participants now also see peace deals as pop-ups. That will definitely help if you're fighting in a war with your ally and peace just happens. Like, you don't know what's happened until you visually look on the map, so it is nice to see that as a part of this patch. Overall though, guys, it is mainly stuff to give the modders more flexibility and more leeway to do what they want with the game. So me personally, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Imperator Invictus, Terra Indomita, Bronze Age Reborn, all of those mods are going to use this to spice up the gameplay and make it even better. And I just want to say big thank you to all the modders out there that are still modding this game. It really does bring it to life. It is fantastic. And big kudos to Paradox for bringing this for us and still working on the game when they originally, completely left it to the side. So thank you for bringing some developers back. And, massive kudos to all the content creators out there like Lathe and everything that have been pushing for this game to get the love that it deserves, because I genuinely do think that this game deserves a lot more love from Paradox and could be one of their best sellers if they put the investment into it. Overall, this is great news, and obviously it doesn't say whether they're still going to keep working on it, but I'm assuming once this is released that these guys that have been pulled off other projects might still be working on it for the future. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be really, really good. It doesn't say anywhere in here that this is the last patch they're ever going to do, which I think if it was going to be, they probably would say. So that bears good news for the future, in my opinion anyway. So guys, if you are excited about this news, as excited as I am, please do like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Check out my other Imperator Rome content. I've got an A to Z series and a Restoring Rome series as well, so check those out down in the description. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Great news, and hopefully I will see you all again on the next video.